Well, tonight we're here to celebrate the life and legacy of much-loved and world-renowned chef Charlie Trotter, who left us way too soon. Tonight's event is called A Tribute to Charlie Trotter, and it's going to feature over a dozen chefs. The beautiful Rochelle Trotter, of course, is hosting this event, and Chef Emeril Lagasse is flown in from New Orleans to serve as MC. We're going to have a wonderful night of fun, food, and fundraising for this wonderful organization. So let's take a look. Tonight, this is all a legacy and a tribute to your late husband, Charlie Trotter. Tell me how you must be feeling tonight right now.
I am so grateful. I am bursting with joy, and it may not seem like the appropriate response for a wife to have after having been with someone that I define as my soulmate for so long, almost 15 years. On the one-year anniversary date of his death, my chest is about to explode with pride because of the love and the outpouring of support that the city of Chicago, people have come from all over the world to celebrate this event in honor of supporting the charity he started 15 years ago. There have been a lot of other things that have started since he passed away, and I'm grateful for anything that keeps his legacy alive in a positive way. But this is what meant the most to Charles, and I'm so grateful he left me in charge of it. And I just feel very blessed to be here with well over 300 of his friends and fans and family members. And we're going to have a party tonight, y'all. This is not a toast to Trotter. This is a party for Charlie.
Well, tell me a little bit about the foundation. I know he started in 1999. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. He started it in 1999, the Charlie Trotter's Culinary Education Foundation, with a primary goal of providing need-based scholarships to aspiring culinary students, youth who wanted to go to college. Many people don't realize that my husband was dyslexic and he struggled, and yet do you see the brilliance and the genius he brought to this world? And so based on his own experiences, he said, hey, you know what? I am actually going to establish scholarships and give them based on need, not necessarily based on academic merit, because the way that the world judged me with their standardized tests said I was an average student. But look at what God gave me the genius to do, and now.
And so tell me a little bit about what to expect tonight at this party.
Ooh, expect the unexpected. That's a term that my husband always used. I wanted two things. First and foremost, I wanted this to be something that was accessible to people that might otherwise not be able to come. I wanted to be able to price this in a way that the masses could come, but at the same time, I also wanted it to be a party. I didn't want it to be a formal sit down. And everybody that's involved tonight has a personal tie to Chef, whether it was one of his favorite restaurants or a protege of his that worked with and or for him, or one of his close friends. So it's highly personal tonight. The mayor's going to be here. He has a long-standing relationship with Charlie, not political, but they grew up together. So I'm so grateful. I'm bursting. I'm like juicy fruit gum.
Chef, I read somewhere that you and Charlie Trotter started your restaurants at the same time around 1987. Is that right?
That's exactly right. I think we opened just a couple months before he did, but it was really a seminal moment in Chicago restaurant history because there were basically no restaurants owned by chefs at that time. And now, of course, everywhere you look, there's a restaurant owned by a chef. But we kind of became good friends at that time because we were both trying to do something that was distinctive, that was really outside the box of what people were expecting in restaurants. We were, at that time, a city that was so full of, well, we'll call them theme restaurants and things like that, that chef restaurants just weren't a thing that people understood. So it was really fun to have a cohort that was exploring some of the same things at the same time.
If the chef was here tonight, what would you like to say to him?
It's so amazing what you contributed to the restaurant scene, what so many chefs have contributed to the restaurant scene in Chicago. But without you, I don't think any of this stuff would have happened.
I know that you support a lot of charities of your own, and I know that charity work was close to Charlie's heart. What if he was here tonight? What would you have to say to him?
Well, you know, Charlie and I did a lot of events together, so I would say sorry you had to go, so we could honor you again. Because I miss him. The thing I loved about Charlie was not only his passion for cooking, but his enthusiasm for dining and the table and wine. And we shared wine together many, many times because there's not that many chefs who really cellar wine and wait and take the test of time. You know, he left us with a lot of great memories and a lot of work to do.
Tell me about your memories of Charlie. I mean, you were obviously friends. You're here tonight to celebrate him. What do you remember most?
Oh, I think, you know, for me, I started when I was about 20 years old working with him, so I was at a very impressionable age, and there's not a day that goes by in either my professional or personal life where I don't use some of the things that he taught me. Everything of equal importance, how to touch things, how at the end of the day it's not what you do, this is who you are, and you need to hold yourself to the highest standards possible, just all those things.
We're here to celebrate one of the most amazing chefs of our time who loved children. And you know, this man would bring kids from across the city into his restaurant and feed them these multi-course dinners. And you know, some people would say, why? But Charlie knew that by doing that, he can inspire just you know, all these kids to want to be chefs or just to love food. You know, that's what I loved the most about him was his humanity and his love, and plus the fact that Charlie didn't care what gender you were. All he cared was you did your best, and it had to be excellent. You
You said something in a recent article that I really loved, that you said that he was the first to envelop food philanthropy.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean by that.
For some time, we've done these dinners to help raise awareness and raise money for needed causes we care about. And Charlie was the first to take himself as a chef and his food as a way to raise large amounts of money for different charitable concerns across the country. And he raised a lot of money, and I was always inspired by that. And through his inspiration, you know, we did the same thing and did dinners and stuff. And I mean, of all things that we can share, let's share your food, people. Let's share your food. And what
I don't share my food, by the way.
And I think probably, you know, we go to these events and stuff, and what better auction than a dinner? Okay, because at least, you know, you get something and that you get tired of it, but a meal you always remember. It's wonderful.
I'm extremely excited to be here, and unfortunately our dear friend's not here, but he's certainly going to be well represented, not only by Chicago but some of his special friends. So I'm really excited to be a part of this, and I know that Charlie's looking down on this and saying okay.
Yeah. And when you have a favorite memory of Chef Trotter?
I have a lot of them, actually. You know, we traveled together. We were really best friends. We were the triangle. Many memories of our travels abroad and learning, and distillation dinner at Charlie Trotter's when we came back from one trip. There's a lot of special memories.
For all his accomplishments in the kitchen, Charlie's greatest contribution was not the way he served his food, but the way he served his city. Making sure that in the small ways, the things that he did, we all knew the meals he served. We all knew about the charities he sponsored. But there were the little things that Charlie also did, ways he touched people's lives, bringing kids into his kitchen, mentoring them, reaching out in private ways that none of us actually known until we've actually heard that story. And the generosity of his spirit, his hard work, He was generous to a fault and making it happen all the way to the end. There are so many here tonight who have their own Charlie Trotter story, where his influence made a difference in our city and better than we might otherwise have been as a city. Charlie Trotter's story and this city are different because of him and because of his presence. All of us who are here are fortunate. All of us have walked through a door of opportunity. We've had two great things, parents that loved us and a great education. And the measure of our education and the measure of the values of our parents have given us is whether when we walk through that door of opportunity and you put your arm back, do you grab somebody else's hand or do you grab the doorknob and close that door? And Charlie Trotter has grabbed hundreds of hands and pulled them through the doors of opportunity. Hundreds of children today, hundreds of chefs today whose dreams are possible because Charlie Trotter had a spirit larger than life, and there's no better city to have him call home than the city with big shoulders, big hearts, and a big spirit. Rochelle, on behalf of the city of Chicago, thank you for sharing Charlie with us.
So in closing, folks, I know Charlie's in a big wine cellar in the sky, probably drinking a magnum of Camus right now. So here's a toast to my dear friend, Charlie Trotter. Cheers. God bless you.
Wow, what a party. Tonight was everything that Chef Charlie Trotter would have wished it to be, according to his wife, Rochelle Trotter. Tonight's event benefited the Chef Charlie Trotter Culinary Education Foundation that provides scholarships for underserved youth. It was a great night, and congratulations to everyone, especially you, Rochelle Trotter. You knocked it out of the ballpark.